It's official. FC Barcelona have got a new manager. Hansi Flick is now the manager of FC Barcelona. Well, it was coming. I reported it in my last video here on YouTube, and I'm sure for a lot of neutrals, for those who followed the round leather game football, majority of us were already aware that Hansi Flick was set to become the next manager of Barcelona. When the news broke out that Xavi Hernandez was sacked, that Xavi Hernandez would be leaving Barcelona by the end of the season, there were already reports in Germany that Hansi Flick already had a verbal agreement with FC Barcelona, and so it wasn't a surprise when we saw the official confirmation. It's been unveiled, it's been signed, it's been sealed, and now it's confirmed, it's official. Hansi Flick is the new FC Barcelona manager, and I'm sure a lot of Barcelona fans, some of them would have a mixed reaction. There will be some mixed feelings among the Barcelona fans because let's face it, you are coming from a Xavi Hernandez who a lot of Barcelona fans were now definitely getting comfortable with. When he announced that he would be leaving by the end of the season, a lot of fans didn't want him to leave because they felt there was that connection between Xavi and the club. But then now that he's been sacked and he's been let go, bringing in an Hansi Flick who has never coached outside of Germany in his entire managerial career. Of course, he's only coached in Germany, apart from being an assistant to Joachim Löw. In time past, he was the FC Bayern Munich manager at some point, before, of course, taking over the German as a German head coach. But we cannot deny the fact that he's got the quality. Talking about Hansi Flick, he's just the second man in European history after Pep Guardiola to win the sextuple. Don't forget, he also won a treble with Bayern in that season. And yes, Hansi Flick, he has a lot of pedigree. We saw him knock out Barcelona en route to that Champions League final with that huge scoreline, 8-2, which a lot of Barcelona fans won't forget in a hurry. But Hansi Flick, I've been listening to him. He said that the vision of the club aligns with his own vision. His philosophy also aligns with the club, the possession kind of football. It's something that he wants to also continue to play at Barcelona. He also mentioned the academy. He said Barcelona has one of the biggest, or if not one of the best academies in world football, and that is excited by the prospect of overseeing the talents that will be coming out of that academy. And so that's one area a lot of Barcelona fans will also want to watch out for as they prepare for life under this new manager, Hansi Flick. But it's official, Hansi Flick is the new FC Barcelona manager. He's just the third German in the history of FC Barcelona to become their coach. And so let's wait and see how it goes for him in that club. But definitely we cannot deny the fact that he has the pedigree, judging by his antecedents in FC Bayern Munich. Maybe his time at Germany didn't come according to plan. He was knocked out in the group stage of the World Cup before he was sacked last year. Late last year, he was sacked by Germany before Julian Nagelsmann took over that position. But Hansi Flick is the FC Barcelona coach, and so let's see how his reign at the club goes. But then, while we're talking Hansi Flick, who is German by the way, we'll also go straight to Germany, where Bayern Munich has also announced it's now official as well, the signing of Vincent Kompany as head coach. For Vincent Kompany, he leaves a Burnley side who has been relegated now from the Premier League, but we cannot forget his time at Burnley. Brought them back to the Premier League from the Championship. It was a phenomenal season for Burnley in that Championship, where they swept aside a lot of teams to go on to win the Championship. And then returning to the Premier League, we all suspected it would be a very tall order for them. It would be very difficult for a Burnley side, who's just coming back to the Premier League. And the Premier League is very hard, whether we like it or not. It's very hard because you look at the teams that are relegated, the likes of Luton Town, Burnley, Sheffield United, all these teams came from the championship, but now they are returning back to the championship. And so it's really a tough one. The championship is the Premier League, I beg your pardon, is a very tough league, and it's a league that if you are not careful, you'll be sent right back to earth. And that's what happened with FC with Burnley. But Burnley, they had to just let go. They couldn't keep hold of Kompany, even though we all knew that Burnley have already said that their first aim is to try to return quickly back to the Premier League, and part of that aim is to also try to keep Vincent Kompany at the club. But we all knew it was a very difficult one, especially when FC Bayern started making the approach, I beg your pardon, to get Vincent Kompany. And Kompany also would have been attracted by the prospect of coaching a top side team in Europe, of coaching players like Harry Kane, Thomas Muller, of course Jamal Musiala. We can talk about all these guys, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry. These are guys that as a coach you would be excited in coaching this crop of players. But then the big question and the worry is if Kompany can handle the ego in that FC Bayern Munich dressing room. We saw a video that trended some time back where in the Germany camp, I think during the World Cup, Joshua Kimmich was exchanging some words with the now FC Barcelona coach Hansi Flick. Not that it was disrespectful, let me be clear, it wasn't disrespectful. Although Hansi Flick asked the question, and yes, we saw Kimmich replied, and he was pointing out some tactics that the coach employed. And so a lot of people has questioned if Vincent Kompany will be able to handle the ego in that FC Bayern Munich dressing room. We all know that this is his first big job as a coach. He's coached Anderlecht in Belgium. He's also coached Burnley in England, but FC Bayern is a different kettle of fish entirely. But let's see how it goes for him at FC Bayern. Kompany has also said that he's excited by the prospect of coaching this team, and that he can't wait to get started. And so it's a big ask for him, but definitely it's a big tax in front of him, and I'm sure he would want to really start that job. And let's see how he does. You never can rule him out. We all know that clubs nowadays, they are going through this route of employing unproven but young and forward-thinking managers. We've seen it with Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, Sporting Lisbon with Ben Amorim. Coaches that, yes, they are young, but they have ideas. They have ideas. They want to try out a lot of things, and that's where I think a lot of European clubs are tilting towards. And so I'm not surprised when FC Bayern made that approach for Vincent Kompany. But that's the video there and there. Vincent Kompany announced as the FC Bayern Munich manager, and of course Hansi Flick, the new FC Barcelona manager. We'll wait and see how those two guys perform on the job, but of course we wish them all the best, and we just hope they do well once the season starts. Well, that's the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.